Hey guys, how you doing? Angel and Fire here. Today I'm going to be talking about Windows 8 in general. Basically, I work at Staples, and I hear a lot of people coming in and saying that they've heard really bad things from other people, and that Windows 8 is a really bad operating system and all that great stuff. But basically, I don't think it's that bad. I think it's a really good operating system. It's really quick. It can run everything that Windows 7 can. Um, and it just works just fine as long as you know how to use it. And that is what I find with people don't know how to use Windows 8. They're going to hate it because, as you can see, the layout is totally different than Windows 7. You got a whole bunch of extra things you don't have a start menu, but I'm going to go over that in the basics in this video. So this is just a small tutorial video about how to navigate around Windows 8. I'm not going to go into depth about any programs or anything, but I'm basically just going to show you the very basics to get started with Windows 8. So when you boot up your computer for the first time, of course, you're going to go through the setup and everything, but once you get to the start menu, or actually, once you boot up into your computer, either from the first initial install or when you just boot it up anytime, you will always come to this menu. Now, as you can see, this isn't at all like Windows 7 and Windows XP. It's like a tablet layout. Like I got all my applications. I got crazy stuff over here. But it's nothing like Windows 7. However, they did make sure that you can still use a desktop that most people are familiar with from previous operating systems. As you can see, it's right here. Most of the time, it's going to be in the bottom left. So basically, that's what I use almost all the time. That's what most people use for pretty much everything. But basically, I'm just going to go back to my desktop. And as you can see, you have the same old icons. It looks almost exactly the same as Windows 7, just same icons. But at the bottom, the bar is a bit different, except for over here. On the right hand side, you have just your normal time, internet, sound, all that good stuff. And then on the left hand side, you don't have a start menu. So what I'm going to go over right now is just how to go back and forth between the start menu and the desktop or whatever application you're in. So basically, wherever you are in your computer, with the exception of a couple games, you can almost always hit your start button on your keyboard, and it will bring you back to the start menu. Now, from here, I can go back to my desktop. I can go back into any other application. As here, I can go to the weather. I can do all that fun stuff. But basically, wherever I am, even if I'm in folders or I'm doing something else on my desktop, if I'm in Google or whatever, I can just hit that and I'll go back. Okay, so that's the first way to get back to the main menu. The second way, again, when you're in most applications, if you take your cursor and you put it down to the bottom right of the screen or bottom left of the screen, you can get this little start icon right here, and it's not is in the same position the old start menu used to be, but it will allow you to go back to the start menu if you click down there, just like that. So now I'm going to go again, and as you can see, it'll bring it back. Now the third way is a bit more difficult, and this is a reason that most people hate Windows. It's called the charms bar, and what happens if you bring your cursor up to the top right of the screen, and then you have to pull straight down. And then from here you can go to start. But the problem with the charms menu is it's not as easy as you would think. Once you get used to it, it's perfectly fine, but lots of people have issues with that, and I see that all the time at work. So what basically you have to do, take it up, and what I do is I put it exactly into the corner, like so you can't even see the cursor anymore. Then you're gonna see this little bar here. You're gonna pull straight down, and kind of also pull off to the side, so it won't go off screen or anything, but it'll just make sure that you stay on the side. Now, the big confusion about this and the big issue is that when you do it, you go down, you pull off if you pull off to the left side off the bar by accident, like if I'm doing it really quick, as you can see, I'm not getting the bar. But if I pull down straight to the right, I get the bar. So again, you can hit start menu from here. However, again, since you don't have your start menu at the bottom left of the screen, to shut down your computer, you actually have to go through the charms bar as well. Now, if I go to settings, I can go to power from here, and I can go shut down. As well in settings, you can also edit your PC settings. You can change personalization, go to control panel, all that good stuff. But basically, you just got to remember that the charms bar is there, and that you have to go here to get your power. Okay, so after that, another thing that people sometimes have issues with, once you get Windows 8, you're not going to have any icons on the desktop except for like recycling bin. You don't even have my computer there anymore. And again, since you don't have start menu, what you have to do to get to my computer or any file folders, you have to go down to where you see this little file icon, and you can click on it from there. And then from here, you can go into your downloads, desktop, documents, all that good stuff. You can go to your computer, your C drive, all that fun stuff. But basically, It is just a bit more difficult than having to be or being able to go to your start menu on my computer or having icons on a desktop. Now, I'm not saying you cannot put icons here. I'm just saying it doesn't come with them initially, which makes it a bit more difficult. But other than that, with Windows 8, that's pretty much the basics. As long as you remember the three different ways to get to the start menu, which is the start button on your keyboard, the one that has little Windows button, Windows look, and that's changed with new keyboards as well. They've redesigned it. So that's the one way. The second way is to go into the bottom left of the screen and hit start. And again, you can't move it around down here. You have to go into the very bottom corner. Or the third way, go up to the top right, pull straight down and hit start menu from here. So those are the basics. And if you know that, you're pretty much good to go and teach yourself. The rest is pretty self-explanatory from Windows 7. Again, with this menu, it is a bit more difficult. You can still go to your charms bar from here and everything like that. But if you want to move stuff around, you can do it just fine. You can make it smaller, you can make it bigger, right click, uninstall, you can make it like smaller just like that, larger, whatever. I mostly just leave it as it is. I don't use this menu too much. But as you can see, it'll organize all of your applications pretty dang nicely. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else I want to mention. Actually, compatibility. That is not an issue at all for Windows 8. As you can see, I have all of my stuff right here. If I go into Steam, go away. If I go into Steam, as you can see, I still have my library. I can still download all my games. Not that I have all of them installed just yet, but I can still do that just fine. Other than that, is really customizable. As you can see right here, I have Rocket Dock, which allows me to quickly go into my settings, just like you would have a dock on Mac, but again, not required. Other than that, when I say it's really fast, I mean pretty much with like computers like Windows XP and Windows 7 and stuff. Your boot time is around maybe a minute, depending on if it's like a Windows 7 computer or what, but it does take a long time. Normally you turn it on, leave it, come back, log in, leave, come back, and then you'll finally be good to go. But with Windows 8, the boot time is around 15 seconds, or even on faster computers. Some of them you can customize, so it's as low as 5 seconds, depending on how it's set up. But that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and leave comments in the section. Subscribe if you want to learn more, and if you guys have any questions at all, I'll be glad to make more tutorials. So just send me a message or leave a comment, whatever you like. I'll be glad to get back to you. Thanks for watching.